What's up, everybody? Tony Beats Guy here, joined alongside my brand new intern. I guess I'll let you introduce yourself.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
All right, I'm here with Tubby Emu. Tubby, today we're in studio in Omaha, Nebraska, for this great discussion. This is kind of a random, off-the-top discussion. We'll have a lot of videos coming this week, I think, right? Isn't that the plan?
Yeah, thank you for asking me that.
Live streams and stuff.
Thank you for asking that.
And I figured what we would do to start off is you wanted to watch Bragging Rights 2010, and I was like, why the hell would you watch this pay-per-view?
I just picked a random pay-per-view because if you think, like, all the superstars that are evolving, we went and watched it. Like, you haven't seen it, so I was like, let's watch Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler. And we noticed that Bryan came out, and he was still, like, the guy that we see, the vanilla midget.
Right. He
guy.
was the young guy who Michael Cole still hated him and all that stuff.
And then now look at him. I mean, he, like, pretty much, you said the comeback was the same. A lot of his moves were still the same. But, like, his look has changed, and I think that has helped it quite a bit. So.
Yeah, his look and his character have definitely changed from what he was. As people like to say, it's evolving in the business, I would say. And that's one thing that watching Dolph Ziggler, I don't know that he's really evolved that much.
Yeah, like, he's still a top 5 wrestler in the company. I mean, easily the number 1 seller in the company.
Yeah.
But you can only go so far on that. I mean, we fast forwarded a little bit to Survivor Series and TLC, and you notice all the other guys that were in that one picture for Nexus. You had Husky, who's Bray. You had Michael McGillicuddy, the genesis of McGillicuddy, who went on to do Mr. Axel, which some people would say was a flop, but he still evolved into something that people got behind for a while. Dolph hasn't changed, and I'm not knocking Doc. What am I talking about?
Doc Hendricks.
I'm too excited now. With Dolph, I'm not knocking him about that. He's still, and we tweeted out about this, and people are like, dude, he was a main eventer. Yeah, he was, and I like Dolph. I thought he did a good job, but at the same time, he hasn't really changed. The look hasn't changed. He tried the short brown hair for a couple,
where he looked like Evan Bourne or something.
Yeah, and then how he mysteriously grew it back within a week. I mean,
and then he had long hair. What was that? How did that even work? I don't even get it.
I have no idea. I don't know if he was wearing a wig or something, but yeah, I think that's something that it was just a big topic. And when I tweeted out, there was some hate about it. But he hasn't really changed, dude. I mean, the moves are still the same. Daniel's moves are still the same, but he's doing them in a way that he's looking different, he's feeling different, and I don't know. I just think Dolph needs to get re-energized. Like, it's the same. I guess it was a different theme song. That was it. It's I Am Perfection versus Show Me. I'm here to show the world.
But it's like typically almost like the same thing. I mean, like when you think of like when Zack Ryder evolved his character, and then started doing the internet stuff, that was like evolving. You look at like the one guy, and some people could say he's been the same character his entire life, is The Undertaker, but there has been different levels of The Undertaker. He's like an onion. You just peel it away, and there's different layers of The Undertaker. Like, you can look at the American Badass and compare that to the Dead Man, and it's completely different. It's just like two different characters.
And every year, the Ministry of Darkness was different. Like, it was just, like the outfits had changed, his look had changed, and I know Dolph, changes his shirts, but other than that, he doesn't really do anything any different. So, I think out of all the guys, like you brought up Zack Ryder, he did it. He ran with the change. He had to do it himself. I don't know what Dolph can necessarily do, though. Like, I don't think just giving him a new haircut's going to get him all of a sudden Triple H's favorite man. But I think he's got to do something just a little bit different.
I mean, you look at the guys that are like a part of that brass ring club right now with Cesaro. I mean, he hasn't really adapted or evolved. I mean, I kind of think WWE. What I was told of what I've heard is that Cesaro actually tweeted something about John Cena versus Randy Orton for the 10 millionth time, and then he got in the doghouse for that, and that's why he hasn't gotten pushed. So whether that's true or not, that's what I've heard. But so Cesaro, he was trying to do a new thing, and then I think after WrestleMania, they just threw him with Paul Heyman to make it cool or something, and that didn't work. But he's one of those guys that needs to change. Like Tyson Kidd, I think Tyson Kidd is doing something great because he's evolving his character. Like, he's become like the
kid, he's playing off Total Divas, which is something that you have to do. Like, if nobody ever thought the cat thing would take off, but if it takes off on Total Divas, use it. Like, that's evolving. Like, you don't just keep doing the same thing. And there's nothing wrong with doing the same thing for Dolph, because when he goes out there, he steals the show anyway. But I mean, when you have the same fans and you're doing the same thing, you really can't get over on that. So
it's like we can talk about like YouTube in general. Like, if we just keep making the same videos and like the same, gameplay commentary, the same thing, people are going to get bored. Like, people don't want to see the same type of videos all the time. So we have to kind of do different things. Like, we have to evolve. We have to meet up. We have to, do these things that we're doing now together, and then like try and branch out to do like those live action series, my documentary, your action figure stuff that you want to do.
I'm a mark.com.
So that's the thing. Like, we're not saying Dolph Ziggler sucks, because he doesn't suck. He's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just like he's just been like the same sort of like same outfit, same hairstyle, same everything. And when you look at Daniel Bryan from that pay-per-view, Bragging Rights 2010, to where he is now, it's a completely different character. He came out, he was just timid, held the belt up, didn't really do anything. He was a great wrestler. But then now you look at him, he's got the beard, the long hair, he's got Bella on his side, he's got the yes movement. I mean, just everything about him is like completely different than back then. And that's why Dolph Ziggler and those guys haven't really got anywhere, because they just stayed the same.
And you brought it up like in 2010 when you looked at him, like if we didn't know at the time he was an indie darling, you would have thought that was just another jobber like Daniel Bryan. Like, you wouldn't have thought that. And I think it was a podcaster, it was a wrestling podcaster, I don't know who it was, who had brought up, all Daniel Bryan did, he had the long beard. On SmackDown, he started to put his hair in a ponytail type thing, like put it back, and just that simple change alone was enough to kind of change things up a bit.
Yeah, when I saw that, he started reminding me of Shawn Michaels or something,
Yeah,
putting
put it
in the
back.
back. I was like, that's pretty cool. And like, that's the thing. Like, Dolph Ziggler, like we're saying, not knocking Dolph Ziggler, but he's the prime example right here, where it's like you try one thing, you keep doing one thing, you keep doing one thing, and it's not working, and you're like, okay, I main event, but I'm still not getting in those big matches. Like, he won the Survivor Series match, but that didn't really get him anywhere. It didn't really. All it did was put Sting over, and everybody was talking about Sting, not Dolph Ziggler, after that. And like, he's working with the big guy now, which I like, and he's trying to change his character up a little bit, but he's still pretty much the same Dolph Ziggler. I don't know. What do you say about him and the big guy?
I like Dolph. I like Ryback. I don't know if they necessarily the best fit, but like you said, if there is not that many spots for singles guys, I think you would rather be with a tag team like Ryback and doing something than not being on TV at all. So I mean, he's got to adapt with that, and especially I didn't like where they went with the whole firing thing. I thought it made sense from a logical point, except that Ryback came out that one night, delivered that awesome promo, and I was like, okay, this is a newer Ryback, sweet, I'm excited. And then he does the woe is me, I got fired thing, and it killed it. But as far as the guys go, I don't know what he has to do and where it's gonna go. But I think with him and Ryback, I think the sky. I don't know. I don't want to say the sky's endless, but the possibilities are endless, because I don't think they're gonna go for like the tag team titles or anything. But
here's a guy, right? This is, speaking of tag team division, I just thought of this prime example of a guy who I thought was gonna be failure right off the bat. Cody Rhodes. You look at him, and when he was with DiBiase, you thought Ted DiBiase was going to be the star of the group, right?
Yeah.
You thought he was, because he was son of $1 Million Man. He was going to be awesome. And Cody Rhodes was just like this skinny guy, and it was like you didn't think anything was going to happen. And since then, Cody Rhodes has done so many gimmicks. He's done. Started out with what's that called? Legacy.
yeah,
He did Legacy. Then he did the mustache thing. Actually, he did that after he did
and then he did the fashion tips.
he
where
did
he called
the
everybody
dashing
ugly.
Cody Rhodes. Then he did the undashing Cody Rhodes with the mask. And I thought that was the best stuff he's done. Then he did the mustache. Then he did the Stardust. I mean, just look at what he's doing. Like, he is changing his character over the years, and that's what's keeping him in that spotlight. It's because he knows that he can't just be that same Cody Rhodes with no charisma and stuff like that.
Well, I wouldn't say he necessarily has no charisma, but yeah, he was definitely put in a place that he never really got to shine out.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like when all the guys first come into WWE, they really don't shine as well. But now that he's just adapting, Stardust is great. I love Stardust.
I think that in the Triple H podcast with Stone Cold, he said Kane is the constant of WWE, right? He's the constant. I would almost venture to guess that Dolph would be the constant. Like if he wouldn't have said Kane, I would have said because he is the show stealer. I don't want to steal Shawn Michaels' line, but
right.
I mean he definitely has that capability, just like Daniel does. Dolph has that, and I don't know what it's going to take to get him out of that. But I think he has been the constant guy that when you put him on a match, you know damn well you're going to enjoy it. He's the guy that it is going to be something that when you watch it, you know you're going to be impressed. But that can only take you so far. I mean, like putting on a good wrestling match, especially in today's day and age with the product and the TV and people's short attention spans. Like I think when Raw got canceled, there was no wrestling at all besides the pay-per-view matches,
Yeah.
and that was one of my favorite ones because it built characters up. Hopefully Dolph could use some of that time and start to build them up. And I don't know if he needs to get put with somebody like Ryback or if he just needs to try a new gimmick or I don't know, dude.
I don't know. I think that Dolph he's got the wrestling, like you said. If you want to put somebody in a match, he's going to deliver.
Like, look at Miz. Miz evolved too. That's one I forgot about too with Miz and Sandow. Sandow basically, got put in that crappy. He came up with the whole, I'm more enlightened than you and everything. I like that. People hated it, but I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was good stuff.
And then he eventually started being like, I'm going to play like the dumb fan to the WWE people and do all the stuff like you idiot, mindless people enjoy. And then now he turned it into a stunt double thing. That's something that it's evolved. And, his wrestling hasn't necessarily gotten any better because that's not even the focus of it.
He doesn't even need to wrestle.
You don't even need to wrestle. And that's the point.
He does a whole tag match where he doesn't even get tagged in. Like, that is awesome.
And when he finally comes in, it's special.
And the crowd goes crazy for it. It's like, that's the one thing, like, it's just those guys that, like, you see the guys like the Justin Gabriel or the Matt Sydal, Evan Bourne, they don't really do, like, they're those guys that are, and there's like a whole group of them that are like in their mid-20s to early 30s that they just come to the WWE. They wrestle. They don't really do that much special, and then they just get let go, and then they go on the indie scene, and that's where it is. But
we brought that up. Dolph would be awesome on the indie scene, by the way.
Yeah. The thing is that like, you just have these core guys that think like, well, I'm a great wrestler, so I should be in main events. But that's not how it works in the WWE. And it's like as good as a wrestler as Dolph Ziggler can ever be, if he doesn't shine and have like his character different than what he's doing now, he's not going to get anywhere. It's like Cesaro wants to be like pushed to the moon. He thinks he's great, but if he's not like evolving, adapting, changing with the times, he's not going to get anywhere. I think the Brass Ring Club thing is great. I think hopefully that takes off for them, all three of those guys. I don't know why Adam Rose is with them, but whatever.
Yeah, we saw the picture from TLC with Michael McGillicuddy and Bray Wyatt. Like Bray, like I brought up Axel, but Bray Wyatt completely reinvented himself. And I think somebody would say like, I read one tweet like, yeah, they should send Dolph back down to NXT. No, I don't think they have to necessarily just like degrade him or anything. I just think a subtle change in the stuff he does. Like, what's something just really subtle? Do you think he just changes his look? Or is that bleach blonde hair? Is that him? Is that Dolph Ziggler now? Is that like Cena turning heel? Like it'll never change because they tried it and it's always going to be that bleach blonde hair.
Maybe he can just get like long tights instead of trunks.
That's what Kofi did.
Something to like
Kofi did that, and then that was a huge talking point when Kofi got the long pants instead of the trunks. People were like, "Whoa, Kofi!" Like that's little things like that. I mean, like he was still having the same trunks.
Yeah, he had the same trunks. It was pretty much the same theme song. I mean, it's different, but it's pretty much the same song. I think like that's the thing about when people talk about wrestlers and they're saying, "Why isn't this guy being pushed?" We have to look at what they're doing, and that's pretty much the point we're trying to say here is that if you're not evolving and adapting and changing in wrestling, and it even happens at the independent level. When I work for Magnum Pro, there's guys who've been doing the same thing for years, and they're not getting over. It's like you have to constantly give fans something they've never seen. Like if you love one wrestler, you've seen everything that they have out of this part of their character. But if they change it just a little bit, maybe go heel, go face, something like that, change their tights look, do new moves, start working with other guys, then it could be something. Like Sheamus right there. There's another guy who I think has just been the same character ever since he came into the WWE. Yeah,
other than the heel or face thing, but yeah, exactly the same thing. It's with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. CM Punk changed completely. Like Daniel Bryan has always been one of the best technical wrestlers there is.
Yeah.
But the yes movement, like just the yes chance, the thing he did with Kane. Like you can be the best wrestler in the world like Dolph. You can still be Mr. Dolph Ziggler, the show stealer, you can be that guy, but still have other parts. And I hate to say that because the real wrestling fans will probably say it's all about the wrestling. It is, but it's also not. I mean,
if
you have
want
to
be
have
the greatest professional wrestler in the world, go to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and you can put on the greatest professional wrestling match in the world, and you can be known for those 5-star matches, and you can have the best wrestling in the world. I mean, look at AJ Styles and Tanahashi and Okada and all those guys over there in Japan. They're just killing it, and it's that style, but they don't have to have the good in-ring promos because they can say, I challenge you for the belt, next pay-per-view, and then they're in the main event.
Well, it's like Triple H said with Finn. Like Finn was over there, and they said, as Prince Devitt had said, well, I didn't even know where the cameras were. I didn't know what to do. We just went out there, and they told us to put on the best wrestling match we could. So you have to have, especially in the WWE product, you have to have more than just wrestling ability. Dolph has the wrestling ability on check, a little bit more character development, a little bit more change, and I think Dolph could possibly be the next Daniel Bryan.
Well, let's talk about it. You guys let us know in the comment section below. What can we do with Dolph Ziggler to help get him into that main event scene again? I mean, he's an awesome wrestler, but I think there's just some sort of edge that he needs to add to his character. And let us know in the comment section below what edge that could be. Make sure you check out my channel, at Tony Pizza Guy, on Twitter,
At
YouTube,
Tubby Emu.
Facebook, all that stuff. At Tubby Emu. Check him out. YouTube.com/teaming Tubby Emu. That's TEEMING emu.com. Tubby Emu, whatever.
We got the Tubby part. teaming Emu. Just
Teaming
EMU.
Tubby
EMU.
You'll find it. We'll have a lot more stuff coming up, but we wanted to throw up this discussion since it was fresh on our minds watching Bragging Rights 2010. Anyway, guys, make sure you subscribe to the WWE Network free for this month. I'm not sponsored.
Are you
by
seriously hawking the WWE Network?
No, I don't need to. Anyway, guys, thanks.
I would just watch for the NXT pay-per-view. I'm so excited. That's where somebody evolves. Boom.
All right, guys, we'll see you. Tony Beats Guy, you want to sign us out?
Tubby Emu.
We will
Frag
see
out.
you all later.
Frag out.